Hi, I'm Noah Tebow from VCA Church, and this is an honest discussion on transparency. So, for the past few years of my life, I have dealt with various mental health issues, personal health issues, spiritual health issues, all kinds of different things, and they range from a variety of issues. But one thing that has been a common thread through all these different issues is I've been a very, very personal, keep to myself kind of guy. I was never open with emotions. I never told other people the problems that I was dealing with. And this only added to the weight of everything else that I was dealing with. And one of the most important things about a church is community, is fellowship, is being open with each other and confessing your sins and all these things that come from being a Christian. It's not just me and my Bible and God. There's more to being a Christian than just that. There's fellowship in this community. And one thing that I failed to do was embrace that community and be open and be honest and share what I was dealing with and where I needed help. And like I said, this is something that ended up only adding to the weight rather than being a method of protection or whatever else it might have been for me. And in James chapter 5 verse 16, therefore confess your sins to one another and pray for one another that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous person has great power as it is working. And this is so incredibly true that it's so important that we as Christians are willing to admit when we are wrong, that we're willing to go to other believers that we trust and say, hey, this is something I've messed up in, or hey, I'm dealing with this sin, or I have this burden, or etc., etc. It's important that we are open, that we are honest, that we don't keep our lives solely to ourselves. And this is a lesson that took me a long time to learn, and I hope that if you're in a similar situation where you are not as open with other people in terms of what you're dealing with or what you're struggling with, that this video and other videos that we've done will be a sort of a encouragement for you to take those steps and call up a mentor of yours or somebody in the church and say, hey, you know what? I'm struggling with this sin. I've been dealing with it for a while, and I just need somebody to know, or I need somebody to keep me accountable, or I need somebody to help me through this. And maybe it's a mentor, maybe it's somebody else that you're a friend of, whoever it is, be willing to share what you're dealing with and make sure that you are being open, that you're being honest, and in that way you can best get help for yourself from other believers, get help from God, and start making the steps in your life to improve those situations that we want to hide and keep in the dark. For full-length sermons and new content daily, visit vcachurch.com.